Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just break. Let's see. So I've been brainstorming. I've been mind mapping. I had a really helpful online call, and it just helped me get some clarity over a few things. And I want to share that clarity because you'll see an effect of that clarity very soon. So, I've got my YouTube channel. This will be going up on there because it's very essential to put this video on here. This is the catalyst for the change, and change of thought, just change of what the content I want, the content that I think will actually help me steer clear of the direction, help me steer clear of the direction I don't want to go, and drive me into the lane that I do want to go in. So this is just very a clarity, mind opener type podcast, type of I'm just chatting, and it's important. I do that because I need to be honest to myself. I need some video evidence that I have said this, so I can't, even though I could go back and I actually see a version of me that is honourable, that I respect, and I know I have to find that, trace that back. It's not just a feeling, it's actual. I may be rambling, but the point is, I just have, whatever lost along the way, I have some video proof of a version of me that maybe I want to get back to, or maybe I want to surpass. So, without further ado, um, let's just share, verbally share, um, the purposes of this stream. I'm not gonna show them, but I'm just gonna verbally share them. Even if I do show them, I'd verbally share them anyway. So, things I love first. So, comedy, superheroes, series about fighting, DC, Marvel, 3D and 2D animation, Disney, and emotional real stories. Now, if I was to sum up in like one sentence why I love all these things, they're genres. They're genres or subtopics. Let's call them topics. They're topics that I personally have a connection to because without any prompt or anything, I choose to invest in these just out of real connection to them, real interest in them, real joy that they give back to me. It's just it's just investment that's worth it. And I've been doing most of these most of my life, dependent. But they're just things that, like, if I hear a new one out of any of these things, I'll probably check it out. Some things maybe I'll check out more than others, depending on how I'm feeling as well. But overall, they're things I have an attachment to, things I'm interested in, and if there's something that kind of has one of these categories more, that would be amazing. I'm more likely to be a fan of it. So that just kind of sums up the things I love. And also, again, the emotional stories that would, in that category, of the family as well, and emotional real stories. So yeah, from my life, maybe from other people's life that are kind of similar, or some that are totally not. But there's some aspects of similarity I can see there. But overall, it's just like that storytelling that, like, for example, let's take Marvel. Like, sure, it's superhero genre as well, but there are other things in it that make you care about the superhero when they're not doing powers. They're not just like, you don't really watch Marvel say, oh, this is only good because of the fight scenes. You're like, well, I understand this character. Well, if they fight, they might die. And I don't care if they were to die because the character behind them, take away the superhero stuff, the super relatable, or I can understand someone from their perspective. And it's It's just that connection that it gives. Next part, it's good at. Now, I'm practicing this. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's something I'm natural at, but I think doing this today really just cleared my head, gave me clarity, and for that reason, I'm going to say mind mapping. And then the rest of the list is sketching, guides for drawings, like, sometimes you do a circle for the head, and then, yeah, I'm kind of good at like thinking of things like that. 3D animation, 2D character design, digital art shading, or digital art in general, like the coloring as well, but I really like doing black and white first, and then, so yeah, as far as the shading, so you get all the tones and you know what's going to be done, and then you can add the color, because thinking of the color first sometimes it doesn't make sense, kind of make it hard to which like. 3D modeling, 3D texturing, 3D rendering, and I'm gonna just say 3D, but that wouldn't be specific. So I'm actually not sure. I don't know what a 3D. So I honestly do not put there. Making scripts. I do enjoy writing scripts. I'm probably gonna make one today. It's just a whole different experience. You write the script, Yes. You kind of know where you're gonna go, but sometimes you don't as well. And it's kind of exhilarating, if I'm honest. Let's see. 3D previous, that's like the textured animation. It's sometimes rough, but it just kind of gives you a clue where things go on that camera angle basis. And yeah, that's very helpful, and I really like doing. And 2D environmental design, like some of the environments I designed, like at one point I saw they wanted to be environmental wise. It's kind of crazy, like how the standard of those environments, not to like brag or be smug or anything, but like just the way the environments were going. Like, as someone who's always kind of been drawn off to environments, and if I were to draw a character, they'd normally have just no background, and you wouldn't really know where they lived. You could kind of tell with their attire, like if they were in um, like woolly clothes, they're probably a caveman or something. But yeah, just doing that environment design really could bring and hone in the character and make the environment the character itself. You know, it's stuff that you can be paid for this section. So before I get into that, let's just double check something. It's not here. Um, okay, I'll get back to it. So paid for. So animate art at any level, entry, mid, senior, any level. 3D riggins being not one of the most popular things, so there's lots of competition for it available. 2D character artists, content creator like YouTube. I was thinking more specifically like social media marketing and stuff and that type of thing. 3D environmental artists, mostly for like games and game design, but it can also be for animation as well. 3D texture artists, like doing the texture, like that means this. Not sure if you have to do the UV for that well, but you should consider doing the UV as well. 3D pop artists, props can be very like important to a scene, to a story, so that's very important. 3D vehicle artists, that's very good for your. You can even transition to games as well. Ooh, voice is getting a bit scratchy. But okay, because of that, I'll just explain the last ones without giving an explanation. Just name them off. 3D construction / architectural artists, 3D composition and lighting, and 3D rendering, then to that stuff you can be paid for. This is called the Ikigai um, diagram. Ikigai Venn diagram. Yeah, so just to um, let you all know. Um, okay. Uh, really, let's move on to the last part of the diagram before we go on to my mind map. I'm going to summarize as well. So all my world needs, I personally made it tailored to me, which is like more like animation to help those post degree that haven't had a placement yet. Yeah, not really gonna speak anymore on that. Um, yeah. Um. Okay. So mind map now. So messages I want to tell. So I like superheroes, but also want to mix that in with personal real life stories. Next, I want to focus on minimalism, comedy, and colourfulness in my stories. Any story that does not have this is deviating from the brief. Next, I want to focus on shorts, as in 2 to 5 minute stories where the focus is on the message and the vehicle is my animation. So I kind of did that, I guess, a bit more pizzazz, a bit more confident, but yeah, I just felt comfortable doing it that way. And yeah, yes. Um, okay. So next part is story ideas and why this matters. Uh, I think story ideas is that's always gonna fluctuate. I think why this matters if that always fluctuates, then nothing can really matter. It can grow, but it can't swap. Actually, see, it's just it's going all over the place. Um, yeah. So let's talk about why this matters, and then I think the stream will be done here. Actually, let's talk about story ideas. So one story is just like someone's experience post graduating, and another story is about an introverted superhero and like you know how super people like interview them, picture superheroes. He or she or they should notice them. In every picture they look sad, and that wasn't their experience, but because they don't really like eye contact, they kind of avoid the camera and they kind of go out there and like next time I do a mission and I'm on the interview or photography, I'm gonna be honest. Doesn't mean like always be happy, but it just means be honest. So I don't feel like um, I don't enjoy this because this superhero also notices they're getting less calls to be a superhero. Like they're not the first priority to be a superhero anymore because they're always looking happy. So like maybe we should leave the person and call someone else. So it's also affecting their income as well. So yeah, that's quite a story I could tell. Oh yeah, and then think why this matters. Well, I actually want to utilize my educational and personal projects into what I'm speaking to for us, or I'm not speaking with enough clarity. Yeah, but that was just the sum of it. And combine educational projects I've done with my personal lifestyle projects. So everything kind of building to somewhere. Um, first I want to focus on the reason I'm doing this, which is, again, so like I'm actually building on things I've done, so I'm not just kind of making that feel relevant, and also another reason as well is like I feel like this, I can see in my head like it going somewhere, like not in terms of like rich and fame, because that's not my priority at the moment. I mean, going somewhere as in like me building off of it, me gaining a reputation. That's what I'd want to do, because like once I gain the reputation, I can gain the audience, and then once I gain the audience, I should gain an audience before it. Either way, just to not drift off. Like that would just kind of, I'll get suggestions and I'll stay true to myself, and I'll be taken seriously as someone who actually wants to be a business. And yeah, the famous line, I'm not a businessman, I'm a business man. Um, yeah, I mean, you're not really gonna hear me singing or rapping again, really, unless maybe it's a cat. I'm getting off track. Um, Also, I want a distinctive art style, and I mean like in the sense of, you see like the thumbnail of, that's you. Okay, yeah, like just, you see many content creators like, oh, I've seen that one picture. Oh, that's definitely so and so. I'd want that distinctiveness, that identity as well. Then lastly, actually that kind of fits in the second and third one. Yeah, so thank you for watching. This background, not actually just tailored to me. I don't think it's much point saying this, but I don't know. Yeah. So and your chat, your blog business event, and I'll be off.